Good morning. Good morning. Uh, Basically, today, in this sunny morning, I'm going to talk something on business, because every other people are learning how to be doctors, how to be an engineer, how to be a scientist, and no one is actually, learning how to do a business practically. Actually, business, we are learning commerce, we are learning, some economics, but those things, those things are very superficial, and it does not teach you how to do a business. Business, whenever you say business, it has to come from a very basic concept of business. From a small entity, it has to be, integrated exponentially to a bigger, corporate entity. That's how you grow a business. And business has to grow. Business has no other option. You cannot die down a startup. Whenever you make a startup, you must grow a business. And when you must be thinking that how can we grow if there is no avenues or something like that? No, there's nothing like that. Business, you always do a business in a marketplace where there are people, and where there are people, nothing will fail. Nothing will fail where there is a market. If there is a market, there is no possibility that anything will fail. So for that reason, you have to, when you start a startup, and if it is not making a profit, you must retrospect. You must retrospect why that particular business is not making a profit. Because whenever you say a business, and if it's not making a profit, then business is dying down. So it's coming, it's going to it's receding. So such things should not happen. So whenever you start a business, and if you don't study, if you don't learn about that particular business, particular trade, then it is your incapability. You are not putting in your 100%. If you are putting in your 100% and you say that particular business is failing, that is not true. That won't be true, because business won't fail. If you just put in that 100% effort from your side, nothing will fail. So whenever you start a business, you start small. Don't open up a big entity and then drop down. No, it doesn't happen like that. You have to grow from a small thing, from a drop of water to the ocean. It has to be a slow process. So whenever you start small. Start small. Doing small business entities are, very easy to handle, because you can always have your own small records, of inventory, of finance, and you are the HR, the total management team. So you financially, you can manage that thing. You can always do everything, alone. So when it's small, you can do it alone. So when you do it alone, you must be very careful. You should put in 100%. You should not keep anything for someone else. You should not keep a space for complaint. People, we fail because we start complaining that there's no market, there's no people, there's no such things, there's no. If you start complaining from the beginning, then you fail. Just whenever you utter one complaint, realize that I'm making a mistake. I'm not taking the responsibility. The responsibility of making a business successful is solely your responsibility. So for that reason, whenever you start a business, take responsibility. Start from small thing, small nitty-gritty things, so that you, by and by, you will learn. Learning is very important. If you just jump from one stage to another, and if you just forget the stairs in the middle, you will not know anything. You will topple down one fine day. So it has to be from small, 1 2 3 4, serially to 100. You go down. So that is one important thing. The other thing is, taking a note, keeping a record of everything. Record taking is very important. You have to maintain all the record, whom you have to pay, from whom you have to get sundry debtors, sundry creditors. I'm not a student of commerce. My terminology may not be very perfect, but I have a practical experience of business which I'm going to share with you guys. So doing business is one very important thing, because today we have people who are learning doctors, who are learning to be an engineers, who are learning to be a scientist, IT specialist, or many things, but we don't have people practically learning to be a businessman. who are willing, who have that energy and stamina, that I'll start small, a small startup, and I'll grow big into a big corporate entity. That type of energy we must build in our young generation. And I got this energy very late. Very late I got this energy, because uh, I didn't know that business was so important. We were forced into this sector. So it should not happen like that. People should take interest and come at a young age. We were forced into this sector, and we just thought that survival was only important thing. But business was not about survival. Business was all about growth. You have to grow, you have to be financially free, you have to be liberal, you have to be generate employment for the country. That is business. So that we knew very late in the business, because we came into business because we didn't have options, we didn't get jobs, we didn't get employed. So for that reason, we had to do business to survive. So for younger guys, it's not the case. You are trained, you know business, you know IT, you know whatever. But still then you must think business, because when you think business, you can really build a business. And when you learn nitty gritty things, smaller things about what you want to do. Suppose you want to start a small trading company, you should know from where you have to bring the stock, which place you can get the cheapest stock, so that you can maximize the profit. And what is the margin you must keep. What is the margin you must keep, what is the expenses, and what percentage of your profit the expenses is eating. All these things, if you can really maintain, then you can really do a business easily. And business is one wonderful thing, that you can decide your income. It's not that you get a package of 40 lakhs or 30 lakhs per year when you are employed. In business, you can dictate what is the package you want. With the level amount of effort you're putting in, that much amount of output will come from the business. And that is where you can dictate that I want to earn 1 crore rupees in a month, in a year. You can do that. You have to put in that effort, extra effort. You have to work, you have to see, you have to do B2C, you have to do B2B. All these things you have to do so that you can maximize your profit. And to maximize the profit, you have to put in the effort, you have to go to the source, negotiate the best price, quantify things, because you will get best rate when you have quantity orders. So you have to quantify things. You should know what is the forecast of particular items, particular items the customers are buying. So you should be able to forecast all these things. So all this knowledge you will slowly get if you just learn and think that I will do business at a very young age. At maybe we graduate at around 22, 23. By 25, if you think I will do a business, that's a wonderful age. Because till 30, 32, you have a time to fail. Failing is very important. If you fail in particular business, and if you just do it again, you will really know what thing went wrong and what you didn't do. And you can correctly input later stage. So failing at an initial stage is very important. You should not think that I failed in one particular trade, and that's not meant for me. No, failing is one important thing. If you don't fail, you will not realize that what mistakes you are making. So failing is one important thing. So you should fail, and you should learn from that, and you can redevelop and redesign and do it in a better way. And that is what a young man can really do a good business. Because for that reason, if you will have enough time to change, rectify, and do it better. So whereas in our age, we have no time now. We are already into a business, and it has to succeed at all costs, because we don't have anything to change. We don't have time to change and regret and then again come back. We can always innovate. We can work hard in this and then make it better, because we have already crossed the age of trial and error. We have to make it into perfection. So for that reason, if we have to learn, we have to learn. We have to do many things and do it better. So that's how it is. So that's what. So my dear friend, young friends, who have just graduated, or we have just done diploma or class 10 or 12 or something like that, think business. Business is one good thing where you can dictate your income. You will be an employer one fine day. Why you have to be an employee? You can be an employer. What is a salary? Salary is a drug, that an employer gives you to forget your dreams. Build your dreams today. Build your dreams, build a business, think business. you can always, we have a global market, today the market is not limited to this country. Market is it's unlimited. You can always cater to a global market, and the distance, today we have so much, air traffic is so developed that you can reach almost any part of the world in 72 hours, so it's very easy. So in such a easy scenario, if you can really dictate, the competition is also stiff. Yes, obviously when it's easy, the competition is also stiff. You have to be competitive, you'll have to be better, so that you can build a better business. So think business, that is what I want to tell. I'll be producing a series of video on business, so we'll have a better some new ideas next week. I will develop a new idea, I'll learn some new things, and I'll come with a new video. Have a good weekend. Tash Delhi.